Well, it's a rainy day here in Central Florida. Of course, this time of year, it gets very rainy throughout the day. But today, we're going to be finding a location, a murder mystery location that has still never been solved. Today is a little bit of a ghost story. And it's a good thing I got my umbrella with me today because I think I'm gonna need it. And welcome back to the sleepy, quiet town of Clermont, Florida. The downtown historical district of Clermont, Florida. Hi everybody and welcome to the world of Micah and welcome to Clermont, Florida, where today we're gonna be talking about a murder mystery that was never solved that happened here in Clermont, Florida. A little bit of a ghost story, if you will. I'm wearing an appropriate shirt to make sure that we're safe today. But this is gonna be a fun one. This is something I've been wanting to document for quite some time. Today is the day I'm going to do it, regardless of what the weather has to say about it. You're gonna get to tag along with me now. Let's take a closer look. Now before we get into anything, I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know when I do these kind of episodes, this is no disrespect, this is not poking fun, this is not trying to disregard anyone who went through this. Murders are serious and loved ones were hurt. People lost their loved ones. Paranormal activity to me is very interesting. The what if, what happens in the afterlife has always been something intriguing to me. So these videos are strictly for entertainment. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a backstory here. Today we're gonna be talking about the Hardin house. The house that was owned by John Hardin, a native of Clermont, Florida in 1975. He moved in with his second wife and newborn son. One night, John woke up because he smelled smoke. He looked out of his house and saw his truck in flames. Now, while trying to put this fire out, an unidentified person shot him in the chest. Now, the killer was never caught, and it remains a mystery to this day. Now, this is where the paranormal comes into play. In August of 1968, a woman by the name of June Ferris began having strange dreams while she was living in Richmond, Virginia. In the dream, she was waking up and she was walking down her stairs into a kitchen. Into that kitchen, she would go into a back porch area of a house. This was not the house she lived in. She had never stepped foot physically in this house. And when she would reach the back porch, as soon as she would open the door, she would wake up. Kind of in a fritz, if you will. She was kind of disoriented, wake up in a pool of sweat. This was happening frequently to Miss Ferris. Now fast forward a couple of years later, after John Hardin was shot in the chest and died, 1972, June and her family moved to Central Florida to Clermont. Now a friend of hers took her into an old Victorian house to show her the house so she could possibly buy it from her. When she walked in, she experienced some major deja vu. She felt like she had been in this house before, and she realized this was the house from her dreams. But it wasn't until March of 1978 that June and her family did move into the house. Now, soon after they moved into the house, they started experiencing some strange things. They were unpacking, and their boat hitch lifted itself off of the stand in the driveway twice. Now, one night, her daughter Robin and son-in-law heard the sounds of music box playing. When they went downstairs, they found several of their music boxes playing at the same time. And then in 1985, June's daughter and her boyfriend at the time were watching TV. All of a sudden they heard a door slam. Bob, her daughter's boyfriend, obviously went to investigate. Nobody was there. They kept hearing the sound of a man's footsteps, and that was when the family was finally convinced this house is haunted. And the weird thing is the family had no idea about the incident that happened with John years prior to them moving in. So Bob did some investigation. Bob went down to the library, found some newspaper clippings. Now you gotta think, this is 1985, no access to the internet yet. So he goes and does some research, finds out about John Hardin's death, reports it back to June and the family, and June starts realizing this is the house that I was having those dreams, and maybe it's a way that John Hardin is trying to communicate with me and let me know exactly how he died. It's like a whole episode of Stranger Things, in my opinion, which is why I wanted to document this. This is the craziest kind of thing. To this day, they do not know who shot and murdered John Hardin. Unsolved Mysteries did an entire episode here on location at the house, documenting this. And they talked to one of the Clermont police officers, I believe he was a sheriff, and he said on camera, we still don't know who shot John Hardin. So what do you guys think? Is this just a crazy phenomenon, or do you think this all links in together? Now the family does not live here any longer. They moved out. And supposedly the family who moved in after them saw no paranormal activity, nothing. But the house is still here, and today they're actually working on it and renovating it a little bit. We're gonna go check it out. We're gonna match some spots up from the Unsolved Mystery episode that aired right before Halloween in the early 90s. And we're gonna look at this house for ourselves. Let's do it. So this is the house, right here. This is it. There's a car pulling up, and it matches the screenshot that you guys can see from Unsolved Mysteries. They actually filmed here at this house. The trees have overgrown since then, and this is what it looks like current day. And there was another shot looking through the car at the front door there. The for sale sign was out front. All right, let's walk up to the actual house. Very breezy here today. This is it, man. Oh my God, there's somebody up top painting. It scared the crud out of me. And here's another photo matching up from the episode. House still looks the same. How cool is that? This is what it looks like current day. So now I'm gonna head around here to the back side. Oh, somebody's pulling back in. This is gonna be interesting. Oh me. We'll pull over here and show you guys where they were filming some more shots of Unsolved Mysteries. All right, very nice guy. I just pulled up, was talking to him, and he was the guy who worked on the roof here. Told me that they went up to the attic, and when he got up in the attic, he felt a really cold chill. He said, I don't even believe in that stuff, but there's something in this house. So I'm just gonna try and film a little bit of the house here. It's crazy how when you walk up, it just got, the temperature dropped, and it's very windy right now. I mean, very, very windy. Something like out of the burbs. And then right about here, you can see this house with the truck in flames in the driveway, and that's where it happened. The murder location happened right over there. So right over here, where that truck is where John was murdered. Shot right in the chest. Still to this day, no one knows who murdered him. It has still been a mystery. It's also where the boat on the trailer hitch fell off twice in front of June and her family. And then up in this attic here is where Bob was at, and he saw a shadow-like figure shooting at him. Another paranormal experience that Bob had doing his investigation. This is pretty spooky, man. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Being here and then talking to this guy and him telling me his experience just made it that more real. And I'm pretty certain that's the door and the porch right there, the steps that June would walk out of in her dream. Makes sense, because that's where John was murdered right there. So he was probably calling out to her, trying to get her to figure out what happened to him.
Curiously, when we filmed at the old Victorian house in Clermont, our production crew encountered a number of unusual difficulties. Lights flickered on and off for no apparent reason. Equipment failed. Doors opened on their own. And a window in the attic shattered. The cause unknown. Perhaps it was just coincidence. Or perhaps it was the spirit of John Hardin, unable to rest until justice is served. And the final footnote to this story is apt to give anyone pause. The investigation into the murder of John Hardin has now been reopened.
And just so you guys know, John Hardin is laid to rest in Montverde, Florida, which is where Coffee Shop of Horrors is located. Did a video of this small town and the coffee shop. The link is above if you guys want to check that out. Got a little bit of a drive ahead of us. And welcome back to Montverde, Florida. Straight ahead down the street is Coffee Shop of Horrors. Talking about that earlier. And this is the cemetery where John is laid to rest. And I can see his tombstone straight ahead. Always try to be respectful when visiting. Cemeteries. Stay on the path. I believe this is John, and I found where John is now laid to rest. He was in the U.S. Air Force, born January 20th, 1942. Laid to rest March 22nd, 1975. And this is the hard part of doing these videos, because it is someone's loved one. And it is a shame that they never cracked the case for the murder of John. And I don't know whatever happened to June Ferris and her family, Bob, or anybody, but what a crazy span of 10 to 20 years of murder and paranormal activity here in Central Florida. Very interesting, right? Well, we came, we saw, we took care of business here today in Central Florida, Clermont and Montverde, Florida, finding all the spots from the Harden murder mystery, paranormal activity locations, and John's final resting place. And our adventure for today has come to an end, which means it's time to say goodbye. If you enjoyed this episode, please click the thumbs up button. The next time you're in Clermont, Florida, tell someone World of Micah sent you, and I will see you guys on the next adventure. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.